Oh my. We're going to be starting in a couple of minutes here, but hello, everybody. We'll wait for introductions. However, you can see that I spent a long time on this very high tech, use of space that we're doing with this VOD review. Actually, I had a previous engagement that was supposed to be done at a little bit early. It went obviously a little bit late, and I ran home and put this together in under 6 minutes. So you can go ahead and review my art. What I'm going to start off with for everyone who's hanging around before we begin, what do you think that I was doing that was so important that I had to be late to my own show? And feel free to roast me as hard as possible. This is important. This is how I gotta get amped up. I gotta get ready to say wild and crazy things on this VOD review of Black Belt Week 102 Flags. I wish I were watching an American Gladiator rerun. But negatory. No, if I burned the pizza, I would absolutely eat that. That's a trick that you learn back in college. Burn your pizzas so that your roommates don't try to eat it. Charcoal? Delicious. All right. Well, awesome, Guardian Marcus. And I got a VOD review for you coming up, and I think I'm going to do that on Sunday, but I'll let you know on that one. But anywho, greetings, everybody. It is now 15 after the hour. I am Dead Pulse, the man after midnight. We are doing a VOD review of DM Stewart 1981, and he requested that we do it side by side against Chanigan in the same race. So this is the weekly race that happened on Monday, all about black belts. It's going to be pretty great. So before we begin on that, let's talk about party selection. So, it's after midnight somewhere, hate the 13th. Greatest voice this side of the Mississippi. Black mages, what's important, have telemagic. That means they're going to have warp and exit. So you have to take a black mage. Obviously, you're forced to take the black belt, but here's kind of what we have done. So DM Stewart took a thief and a red mage. I don't like the red mage pick very much in this. I would have rather picked a white mage or a black mage. I can see the appeal, but with this flag set, you're going for minimalism. Your black belt's going to reach level 42 plus. Then you might cast fast, or you might just let things happen. The rest of your party doesn't matter, but we're going to cover more of that as we move on in the seed. Besides that, I think the black belt had plus hit, or maybe I'm confusing that with another race. Regardless, we'll figure that out as we go. I'm only doing 1.5 speed for this because these are going to be fast, and we're going to pause Chanigans at various points so we can see kind of how fast we're going through dungeons. But I got a lot to cover, so let's get started. I have to hope that I can get these timings right. And you know what? I'm gonna call that close enough. All right, we're going side by side. Now, obviously, Chanigans is going to be faster because it only has one mage. And we're buying spells, and these spells sucked. So bad. So, yeah, it's looking like we need to figure out a way to kill Garland. And now that was the idea. So Chanigan opts to check out around here for imps, and this was going to end up being the correct call. I don't like looking for chests and hoping that we get something good. The idea is you just need to get to like level 3 and then go over to try out the pirates. So now we're going to take this, and I don't think this is going to end very well. So first thing I'm going to say, when you have a thief with the agility, you have to put the thief in the front slot. The thief is going to end up taking about 30% less damage because they're going to get hit about 30% less. And that's only on like a max evade or a max hit. character. All right, so we are adjusting. Looks like, yep, Chanigan saying nope. Maybe check out some things. And yeah, at this point, yeah, we should probably check out some items, but imp battles are going to be the thing. Now, the Black Mage also, I believe, has improved MP, which means that level 3 is when they get their level 2 spells, not level 2 like the Red Mage. Ghouls with Kraybat. Ghouls would have been a great battle to take. But we have our strategy and we're just going for it. Of course, why Garland is such a monster in this is because the boss HP is scaled really high. This is kind of a boring part. We're just going to, you know, in most seeds, you're going to have like a sweeper at the beginning. You're going to be able to take it out. Take out Garland right off the bat. But I think Chanigan's going to just be punching for, you know, the next 4 minutes. And DM Stewart might be too. Who knows? Yeah, I think what I ended up doing is I took an iguana fight and got myself up to level 3 and then got the lit 3 that was in Provoca. But so damn Stewart, you managed to make it through first. Awesome. Now let's see what you do here. So we're running around, we're thinking about buying armor maybe. The only armor that you really need to pick up in this flag set is going to be either a wooden armor, a copper bracelet, or a cloth. The reason for that is once you grind the black belt up, you put that on so their absorb goes down to essentially nothing. You go take the fight just below the eye and you die. All of your characters come back. You're free to leave. And yes, there was a light axe up there, so if you did bring a white mage, you were going to have a good time. But, yep, we see we don't have the lit 3 yet. But we did have that with the red mage. Oh yeah, absolutely. That's the only reason to check the armor shop here, because in all honesty, the rest of your characters don't matter. Those 3 characters that you have, they don't matter. They, in Temple of Fiends, yeah, you can cast fast. That's just a bonus. But if you have a level 47 black belt, you don't need anybody else. So don't worry about them. Okay, so we are going to go turn in the crystal. And this is perfect. Now, another thing with this flag set, there was a very long run off the hard encounter, the hard reset. So there is no excuse for taking any battles on the overworld. This includes the ocean. So you did a good job navigating there and saving the steps, but you should have hard reset and not taken that fight. So you'll see as Chanigan was about a minute behind you as this is going, but now Chanigan is going to start to catch up. All right, we did grab the hint giver there. We got to remember to grab those, you know, as they go. But we're moving along, and now here's where it gets interesting. So you take an action to the left. I believe Chanigan is going to go head over to the right and immediately grind. What I can talk about at this juncture is going to be how key items and experience work. So the 10% extra experience that you get for killing monsters is kind of an additive situation. And by that, I mean, let's say it takes 50 eyes to grind your black belt up fully. That means every key item that you have, the equation is 50 divided by 1 plus x over 10, and x is the number of key items that you have, whatever. But each key item does less than the previous one. So the graph starts off where you need 50 at 0 key items. As soon as you get 10 key items, it's 25. And so the 9th key item, you go from 29 to 27, and the 10th, you go from 27 to 25. So if you could take an eye in 7 seconds, which is the goal, and we'll talk about that a little bit later, you're only saving 14 seconds by going to get another key item, which is longer than the time it takes to do marsh, to kind of walk around a lot of places. So in theory, the correct strategy here would have been just to go, you know what, I'm going to ice right now. All right, so at this point, you should have bought some tents because we are going to be hard resetting a lot. We're not taking any more overworld encounters. And I think that's where a lot of your time loss is going to be coming from. So we're going to head down. Another thing that I forgot to mention as we're going through here, and I'm not gonna back it up, but you had warp and exit on that black mage, especially out of Matoya. I know you didn't use exit, and there was a couple other places where you could have just done a quick exit. That's going to save a lot of seconds over the course of the seed. Okay, so Shanigan finds out that Brack is a thing. That is scary. And we're just getting out of here. We'll deal with Agamas. Now, one thing to note as you're going through here, what I want you to pay attention to, this is at 1.5 speed. And I want you to pay attention to how long your battles are taking. There's a lot of hesitation between, like right there, even though it was 1.5 speed, you can see that it took you about 2 seconds to get through the battle when you should be absolutely running from that, and that should take you half a second. So basically, every time that you are doing a battle, you're adding 1.5 seconds on to someone like a runner like Chanigan. Now the armor shop, nope. So here's one thing about armor. Your mages are not going to live through a Kraken hit, even if you have a copper +3 armor. It's not enough absorb. So it doesn't matter if Kraken hits for 800 or 500 because you have armor, you're going to die from it. So anything that's like that. So if you find like an opal bracelet, absolutely put that on. You got a chance to live. But that's part of minimalism, is just you're checking the armory right there for, or the armor shop for something. You find something, you buy that. That took about 5 seconds to then go and equip it as well, when there is a 0.01% chance that it's actually going to be useful. In fact, I would be impressed if Chanigan equipped any armor during this. You know, oh, maybe if he finds a ribbon or something. But no, he's not going to be opening chests. He's done. Chests, never heard of her. Okay, so we're going here. We're going to, like, this would be a run. Should have just run from these, because your whole goal is to get those delicious eyes. The eyes are going to give more experience. You want to run your characters low on health and then warp back up. Cool, that's great. Now, you don't exactly have the levels for the black belt to take out the eye yet, even with that +20 hit, probably about level 15. So cool. You did score the defense ship there, or the defense ship. You did score the defense sword there, and that's great. But that should be the last chest that you're opening. Okay, so Chanigan is getting more key items, which is fine, because now we're doing Agamas, and Agamas are going to take approximately, instead of 50 eyes, it's going to take in the neighborhood of 67 Agamas just for how the experience goes. So at that point, the key items are now worth more to you, because instead of saving 2 battles, you're saving 3 battles for the 9th and the 10th one. And that ends up to be 21 seconds or so. And if you're going to have to do this anyways, then go ahead and do it. So what I'm basically saying is, if you know where the eye is, and you can't get a key item in 14 seconds, don't bother with it. Just go do the grind. If you don't know what your grind is and you don't know what you're going to find, then yeah, do some key items and think about it. The defense ship is best ship. All right. So Brack happening to your thief is literally the best thing that could have happened to you. And we're going to be doing this for a little bit. And I think Chanigan, yep, going down. We're getting another key item. Now, where the balance kind of is we have a long run off the hard reset. I don't think Chanigan's going to take a battle in here. Or if he does, it's just going to be one battle. But let's say you had a level 42 black belt that was running down here. You're not scared of anything. So this wouldn't terrify you at all. Now, if Chanigan had failed a run there, then spending more time here actually cost him. It didn't, but it could have. Okay, so we're turning into the punch machine. What would have been great is if that black mage would have been stoned, because then we could instantly, unstone them and do that. Well, I guess that the red mage has life, so we're still in the same situation. But Brack, oh my god, Brack is gonna hit. It's not if, it's gonna be when. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna ignore this because Chanigan's going in and doing his grind. So then we'll see where your kind of grinds hook up. Yeah, with black belt flag sets like this specific, I mean, you're not going to have an actual competition where it's so much favored to the black belt that they force you to have one. But if you're going to take a black belt, there's three things that you're looking for. The first one is that eye tile. Eye tile is delicious. The second one is an agama or something similar that's a large creature that's one or two of them that you can kill relatively quickly. And don't have anything scary. So your zombie Ds, even the white Ds, the blue Ds, red Ds, I'm sure chat can rattle off a bunch of other ones that they have taken over the course of their existence. If you have a short run off the first hard reset, like if you have a battle in the first couple of steps, going up to the desert and actually looking for either the T-Rexes, Tyros, sandwiches, sandworms, even Ankleos. I've grinded in a competition on Ankleos. They hit really hard, but they give about the same amount of experience as sandworms. Warmech is best grind. And you know what? I mean, in short, Topher Lich 2 can be used in a jam. Okay, so one thing I don't really like this call. I understand why you're doing it to get your characters down to a certain level, but with the eye having Brack and having Ice 2, I don't think that was necessary. Now, of course, to talk about strategy, what would I have done in that situation if I was level 29 and I was bracked? And, where do I go? It's a rough call. I think you made the correct call by going in, because once the black belt hits, upper 30s, I mean, Brack isn't, it still has a chance to hit, but it's not that great. All right, nice. 2 took it out, and we're gonna take care of this. So as you can see, Chanigan with all of his key items, 6,900 experience, and you're getting the same, which means Chanigan has, I think, like 4 or 5 more key items than you. And Hey the 13th is absolutely correct. Is a quote unquote safer one to do because there's no off encounter. Now, one thing that you should be trying to pay attention to when you're grinding is, again, 7 seconds is your goal for these kind of battles. You want to get in and out 7 seconds. So you started that battle at the 24, 31, there we go. So then this one should be at about the 38. It was at the 39. So you're just shy of the 7 seconds. So your grind is going very well. And we're up to level 39. So in this flag set, it did have the plus 20 hit. So you're already doing 10 hits right now. And if you go up to 40, was it 47? You're going to end up getting the 12th hit. It's a difficult call. With that 20% hit, I would have absolutely stopped earlier. I probably would have stopped at around 38, 39. Yeah, I mean, I can understand it. It's honestly not a time save to not do, like, you're gonna save more. You're gonna save enough time, by grinding up to 46 that you did losing it by grinding to 46. Just because the bosses are all gonna go down technically quicker, it's gonna be safer for you to run through. So I would just, that's what I would personally do, is say, nope, got to go fast. I'm going to save the minute here, and I'm going to hope that I can still make it through slightly less level. All right, and we're taking a pretty good route down. But here's where it kind of goes off the rail. So you already have your levels. All of these characters are just unimportant. They do not matter to you. And at this point, you're spending a lot of time healing them up to presumably take a couple levels on the Agmas. Oh, hold on. I got to pause shenanigans here. So when you go to Sea Shrine, we're going to compare your Sea Shrine to Shenanigan's Sea Shrine. God, that was so difficult to say. Oh, you're getting the Thief up to 15 for lockpicking? Yeah, that's, I mean, it was about the same amount of time it would have taken to just get the key. All right, so another thing, you don't have the slab translated. So I would have liked to see you translate that in your travels beforehand. And then also back to the original thing, like your silver armor +2, yeah, it's not gonna save you. You have the defense sword, you've got a level 47 black belt. One point that I wanted to make at the beginning. The reason why I would consider taking a white mage here, even though the black mage had warp and exit, is specifically for Cure 4. Just if your black belt gets punched for 500 damage, then that's going to take you a ridiculous amount of time to heal them up, when you could just Cure 4 and call it good. Oh yeah, you're looking for gold armor. Well, that's one thing to shave off, because I guarantee you that, I don't think I equipped any armor with this. Chanigan didn't, and I bet anyone who finished really close to the top saved a lot of time doing that. No, don't get me wrong. Don't. Your takeaway shouldn't be, oh, Deadpulse hates armor. Like, no, I just realized that, my little weak black mage, it's not gonna matter. Like, Kraken is gonna do Kraken things and punch me for a bajillion damage. If it's slightly less, I don't remember if you had the rod. Wanted to try to line these up together, and I forgot which order you did them in. I did not write that on my notes. Should have absolutely used exit there. It would have saved you about 5 seconds. So yeah, that was about 14 more seconds on armor right there. Yeah, only one item is going to end up in a shop. Okay, let's pause yours and fast forward to Shanigan's Earth Cave dive. Super high tech. Oh, could have had all this queued up before, Dead Pulse. I love watching them side by side like this. I always find it exciting when people hold hands. Ale marking and pickles and beer. But as you can see, even though Chanigan started off about a little bit, uh-oh, we got stunned. This is the risk. Now, another thing, when you're running through a place such as Earth Cave and you have a level 40-some black belt, it is the common strategy to then use your black belt in the first slot because morale break, because enemies will run away from you. Now, yeah, I haven't done the math, but I usually tend to do that in specifically Earth Cave. Okay, so your Earth Cave was about the same amount of time as Chanigan's, so that's very good. Now Chanigan did get a little the business out of one of those things that stunned, but such is the price for not taking a thief. And we'll pause this and then we'll move it again to the next one that we do. And ooh, we get the canal. And we exit out correct. All right, perfect. Now I think at this point we are headed up to turning the slab. It would have been a perfect opportunity to hard reset save there, so we didn't have to take this fight. And yeah, what I like to do with fights, if I am going to take fights in the overworld, or if I'm going to take fights in a dungeon, I know beforehand which fights I'm going to take and which ones I'm not. And the answer is I'm not taking any fights in this flag set. There is no fight that is in the overworld or anything other than a war mech that screams to me I should take this fight. The caveat being, if it's just like one creature and your thief is down, then maybe. All right, we're going to queue up C because I think that's where we're going next. High tech, yeah. Channing is just having a nice little chat. Yeah, like this battle, that's exactly what I would have done. Just, all right, we'll run and then we'll punch because why not? It does not, it wasted another second, but you know what? Whatever. And I don't like the fire 3 and then the run. I just commit to it. When you cast a spell like fire 3 and it goes off but doesn't kill everything, it's just going to eat up, about 6 seconds. Okay, we're going to try to time this. Can Dead Pulse time this correctly? The answer is no. Close enough. All right, side by side. You missed a step. You should be following Shanigan's path here. Don't do it. All right, perfect. Excellent. Both of you, excellent. Okay, Shanigan went on the hard reset and you did not. So we're going to have slightly different battles here. You also don't need to go all the way over. You missed a step. You could just do one more if you're going down. And then, of course, you want to walk in front of that door right there. Oh, no, I see. But you got to lean into the thief. The thief is essentially a god. That thief at level 15 is going to run. It's going to run. That's Deadfall's guarantee if I've ever seen one. Okay, so yeah, I mean, lost a couple of seconds in there, but that was because the encounters were slightly different for you. And that's based on not hard resetting. And that could have gone either way, I suppose. With a hard reset, you know that there's a very large run at the beginning. So Shanigan was able to use that run twice because of how long the dungeon is. And you were only able to use it once. All right, what's the last one? We got to queue up a, oh no. Shanigan spends so much time reviving. Oh no. Gotta pause this one. All right, how am I gonna do this? All right, good enough. Good enough. Now this is a room that actually shows a lot of, like, if you'll see, you lost about 2 seconds on there, and that's just because of Shanigan's muscle memory of being able to navigate through that. Every time you bump into a wall, you lose a little bit of time. I mean, it's something you can practice, but it's just, I guess it's worth pointing out. And Shanigan going in again off of the hard reset is, a floor and some change ahead of you. Shanigan, you just can't make that black mage live. Good lord. Now, another thing, I'm not reviewing Shanigan, but I will say not taking the thief was a play to basically say, I'm going to grind up my black belt faster, but you pay for it in the end because that thief, again, is essentially a god. And of course, yeah. So the reason that I wanted to do those was just to show you that the dungeons weren't part of the time loss. Like, it was just a matter of seconds in between those. All right. So you're going into Temple of Fiends. We're going to queue up Shanigan's at the same time. We're going to see how this Temple of Fiends goes. As you can see, both of you are entering Temple of Fiends. It was about 9 minutes difference on that. And some of that was probably about a minute in the armor shop, in equipping armor. I'm going to say it was another minute of trying to get the grind because, yeah, you had some unfortunate thing with getting bracked. Another 2 minutes because of encounters, specifically in the overworld. Bat luck. Bad luck. You know what's better than bad luck? A potluck. I could absolutely go for one of those. So yeah, I'm sorry. I'm trying not to be like a Shanigan fanboy, but just watching just watching him go through Temple of Fiends, like, it's been what, 2.5 minutes and we're already on carry. Just absolutely ridiculous. Like, this is the kind of thing that you want to watch and try to mimic. Like, this is something that you should absolutely load this save up, do a hard reset, come in and try to compare to someone like Chanigan's time going through Temple of Fiends, and practice that until you can get within a couple of seconds of it. This isn't specific to anyone. This is for everyone. I haven't seen a misstep yet. Our heals were very good. Those errors are giving us the business. $3,300 damage only. Yeah. Oh, wow. So yeah, this is why I like white mages. At this point, Chanigan's going to use 25 healing potions, which is going to take roughly almost 14 seconds. Oh my. I don't even think we're going to heal up the black mage. We did a little dance there, but that's cool. And there we go. Casting lock and temper to get that hit up. You know, it'll be about the same. So as you can see, Chanigan has finished, even though you entered about at the same time. So your time was approximately 20 seconds more in Temple of Fiends on there. So GG's, I mean, 49 minutes is still a very good time for this flag set. Like, you should not be ashamed. I have done a VOD review for DM Stewart before, so I was not afraid to just take as many swings as possible on this. Specifically, going back over my original point and kind of my wrap up on here. So using exit and warp, you only use it about half of the time. That would have saved you an additional at least minute, just by the places, specifically Matoya's, Sarda, a couple other places that I don't remember. Overworld encounters was about 2 minutes. Encounters in dungeons where you hesitated a little bit or you tried to cast spells or something like that. Chanigan did none of that. So that added at least a minute on there. Another minute to the grind. At that point, we're up to about 6-7 minutes, and that puts you within 2 minutes of Chanigan. So to answer your question, what can you do to reach that level? It's those 5 things right there. Another thing to consider, I'm going to bring you back a little bit. So transitions is another thing that I'm big on. So when you're transitioning from battle or to a new zone such as that, you see how here you are pressing the buttons, you're already holding it down, ready to rock. There were about 6 cases that I have in my notes that you kind of stood there for a fraction of a second. And yeah, it's only a fraction of a second, but if you do that 10 times, now that's 5 seconds. And that's all this game is. It's a matter of seconds. And those just add up to minutes. And the next thing you know, you're 10 minutes behind and you don't know why. So I hope that my low tech, high art, my high art was very good here. And I want to thank all of you for putting up with me. I was a little late because of a previous obligation. Thank you for roasting me early on in this. Thank you, DM Stewart and Chanigan, for allowing me to use your videos in this. I hope that I was able to teach a little something. DM Stewart, I hope there's some food for thought. I'm very excited to see you apply some of these things and do a couple of practices, specifically encounter manipulation and not having overworld encounters. I think that will help dramatically increase your speed. And so if there was literally one takeaway that I would say, lean into the hard reset when there's a long run, or just guess on encounter manipulation a little bit more. That's going to be the biggest improvement. Yeah, ALMR. Yeah, the most obvious thing that I missed. So yeah, the inputs for 2 characters are obviously going to be half as much as 4 characters. And Chanigan was on the ball with those. Basically, you know, I don't need any of these battles, so I'm already going to be pushing the run button when the battle starts. And that is something that's going to save time as well. Let's see if I can queue up a let's see. Let's see if I can queue up a non-grind battle. And I'm going to bring this down to 1x speed. And this will be the last thing that we do on here. So I want you to look for the pause at the beginning. Now that wasn't as pronounced, but it's definitely prevalent in a couple of battles, even at 1.5x. It's just a slight hesitation, and when you do 100 battles and you lose 1/3 of a second every time by a slight hesitation, that adds up to, someone do math for me. What's 100 battles? 1/3 of a second per battle. What is that? 400 seconds? No, it's 33 seconds. Yeah. So have a plan. Have a plan for, if I take a battle, what am I going to do? And the second that you see that little screen blink, start pressing the run or start pressing your buttons. Anywho, again, thank you. I am Dead Pulse. I had a lot of fun here. However, I have some cheddar burgers, which my wife made. They look delicious. I'm going to eat them, probably alone because she's done eating. I don't eat alone often, but when I do, it's something delicious. Another thing in chat, are overworld encounters not worth it at all? I tend to cast an AoE spell or 2 against large packs as they come just for incidental XP. Yeah, it depends on the flags is a great answer. Take battles with purpose. Why are you taking this battle? If you are taking a battle because, oh, I want to get my red mage up to level 6 and this will do it, absolutely. But if it's, the monsters are here, I might as well kill them. No, it's not worth it. If you take, what I see a lot is people take the same amount of battles, but one person is either markedly higher level or they're the same level and one person has more battles for it. The idea is you want to take the least amount of battles possible, and the overworld, with the exception of around the northern continent, especially the desert area, they're not worth it. You know, you take a fight that has 5 imps in it, like, that's nothing. It's going to take you the same amount of time as to kill 2 sandworms, and guess what? The sandworms are worth 1,500 times more experience. So that's what you're going to see with fast racers. They don't take a lot of overworld encounters. They don't even have a lot of overworld encounters. They're just going to do the thing. Anywho, thanks again. I am Dead Pulse. I am the man after midnight. Doing these VOD reviews is a lot of fun. I hope that people are having some takeaways from it. And that's really it. Like, if it's a tool that you can use to help you learn, to help you get a little bit faster, great. If it's not, come and make fun of me. It's still fun to do that. I got a couple of VOD reviews that are coming up. Like I said, I have a Guardian Marcus one, which I believe I'm going to do next. I believe that's slated for Sunday. I saw one more come in, and forgive me, I don't remember. I think it was Maple. I'm going to do that one on Sunday as well. Of course, with that, we have more announcements. If you're going to do Springo Bingo, for the love of God, sign up now. You don't have a lot of time left, because that's going on Saturday. Good Lord. And then, of course, we got all the Duck Derby stuff going next week. We got Sunday, the next reveal. We have the Monday race, which you absolutely should participate in. These Monday races and Thursday races are absolutely a great way to test your mettle against not only the Ducks, but against such fine individuals such as Chanigan and Ale Markin. Pickles and Beer was in the last one. Dark Moon had a really good run if you didn't watch that one. Good times. It has fully been an hour. I am out. Thank you very much.